where it is said, even if you are born as a male, nobody has guaranteed the moksha to you.
The possibilities of a male philosopher are higher than that of a female philosopher, statistically.
See,
How many? You? Very few. 2, 3 people in India.
okay.
No,
There is an opposition within Jainism about this Stri Mukti, women getting liberated. So, according to Shwetambaras, one of the Tirthankaras, the Malli name, is a female who has attained moksha. And there was another school in Jainism which was very popular from 7th century to 12th century in Karnataka, particularly in the northern part of Karnataka, which was very famous. And that tradition was called Yapaniya tradition. They agreed that women also can get mukti. Strinam muktihi and parashasane muktihi. And even they are following the scriptures and the injunctions of the other systems, they are also eligible to go to moksha. And Stri also can go to moksha. And Shwetambaras say, it is not the human form is important, it is the soul that is important. It is not the human form is going to the moksha. The body is not going to the moksha. It is the soul that is going to the moksha. Whether it has taken the form of male or female, it is not important according to the Shwetambaras. So we have that school also parallelly. Even the constructing temple is a very meritorious work. Consecrating a Jinabimba is a meritorious work. But there are my neighbors, my friends, my students who have no temple at all. They don't construct any temple. They don't believe in the temple culture. There are people, they are called Sthanakvasis. They have only a one hall where scriptures are kept, no idols, no abhisheka, no puja, nothing. And there are one more, Terapanthis, where our Jagatram Bhattacharya worked for more than 20 years. They don't have any temples. They have institutions, education institutions, research institutions, and they have scriptures, they study. Swadhyaya is more important. Parallelly they are living. And those who do not believe in the Stri Mukti also there, those who believe in the Stri Mukti also there. Don't think only Jainism means only Digambara Jainism is Jainism. There are Shwetambaras who believe in Stri Mukti, the women liberation.
With regard to the question of ahimsa, one of the questions at the back, I feel that one should not see this as an external ideal principle, but how did the idea of ahimsa come about? And one of the things that we learned is that it is through Mahavira's teachings that we got an idea about what ahimsa should be. And he said, if I am beaten, struck, and hurt, and even if just a hair of mine is pulled, I feel a bit of suffering. And because I feel it, I should make sure that others should not be done. So what will hurt me should be the golden rule not to do so as not to hurt anyone else. And that would be the example of ahimsa where it is arrived at from one's own personal perspective.
When you're presenting your paper, you have talk about like in every profession, in what we do, like we are doing non-violence. Can our duty justify non-violence?
What, madam?
justify non-violence or violence?
Yes, because being a farmer, I need to plow a field. That's my duty,
Duty
right?
justify violence.
But in the process of doing my duty, I am doing non-violence, right?
Violence.
I mean violence, sorry. So can my duty justify my, yeah.
See, for a householder, it is unavoidable. There also, he takes absolute care for not hurting the living forces to the maximum extent. To the extent possible, he reduces it. But it is unavoidable to them. That is why it is called Arambha Himsa, Griharambha Himsa. Himsa it is, Himsa only. But the effect of that is different because he had no intention of doing it. Whereas a monk is not supposed to do any kinds of himsa. Neither he can do the Arambha Himsa or Udyoga Himsa or Sankalpa Himsa. No himsa. Because he is not supposed to do any profession. He is not supposed to have any household responsibilities. And Sankalpa Himsa, when it is avoided, should be avoided by a householder. So what to say about the Muni, about the monk? So, the code of conduct prescribed for mendicants is different and severe, stronger than the code of conduct prescribed to the householders. What has happened when the foreign scholars, when they started studying the Jaina scriptures, the first, in the beginning, they got the texts prescribed for the rules, code of conduct for the monks. They interpreted it. And the code of conduct prescribed for monks, not only through that you can understand Jainism. Also there are different code of conducts for householders to the what degree he can follow ahimsa, to what degree the mendicant or the monk can follow himsa. That is also important.
Okay, this is a simple question. It's an offshoot of the answer which you provided him, where you brought in the concept of law. You brought in the concept of law.
Law.
Yeah. Let's take, for example, now you know that in India suicide is made legal, or it is not
made legal, or they are trying to make legal.
One of the courts have decriminalized it. Now,
Not criminal to commit suicide. You can't arrest a person who has tried to commit suicide. Which was
that is not. That law has not come into force. Has it come?
Decriminalization. It was illegal to commit suicide. You would be arrested if you committed suicide.
Right.
Now they said that poor man is already committing suicide and you're putting him in jail. Don't put him in
Don't.
jail.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the law.
Yeah.
So now I'm not going to ask if suicide is himsa or not, because obviously you're killing yourself. Now, say there's a person who wants to kill himself. I buy poison and I give it to him. He goes home and he opens the packet, he consumes and he kills himself. Now, if I know that he's going to kill himself and I only buy and give him the poison, is that himsa? And if I do not know, I have not necessarily killed him, I've only given poison. He says it's to kill rats in his home, or he says he just wants to do some chemical experiment. I give him the material, I do not know he's going to kill himself, and then he kills himself.
No,
Is there a difference in himsa between these two? Because in both situations, I have not directly killed him. In one, I know he's killing himself, the other, I do not. So is there a difference? Although you might bring intentional and unintentional, because in both cases, I am not killing him directly.
See, you are not killing directly, but you are killing. Are you not? When he wants some poison for himself, why should you bring poison for him? When he has the capacity of buying himself, when he can buy himself, why you are giving him? What is your purpose? What is your intention of buying poison for him?
What if I work in a farm, like in a pharmacy or in a place where my job is to give poisons, say rat poison or something like that. That is my job.
No, it depends on whom.
Yeah.
It depends who is giving to whom, at what context he is giving.
So
See,
Kill rats either.
huh?
You shouldn't kill the rats either.
yeah, but then ultimately, if you state it as context, and if you put
See,
my perspective,
I will tell you, you go to whatever may be the rate of interest by a Marwadi in the market, you go to any Marwadi shop to buy a mosquito killing bat.
Will not be available.
They don't sell it. They are not selling it. And there was a bat to hit the, which was like a net. Electric now it has come, and another bat has come. You go and try to find out if you can get it from a giant's shop. You can comment on that. They don't sell such things.
No, different criteria should be maintained for human beings and mosquitoes.
Okay, mosquitoes are more important than human beings.
No, no, that's not the
Equally
thing.
important.
They are more important.
I'm telling different criteria.
There are more mosquitoes.
Sometimes the
Okay.
mosquito is more important than the
You have
in this game.
your comments?
No, I think it's a very interesting discussion. Thank you for providing so much of
Time for discussion.
food for thought. Because this is one of the core ideas of Jainism. I think that's why we have a lot of people having questions. And fortunately, our students studied something, so they're able to respond.
About the person who, I have a last word.
Yeah.
The person who wants to commit suicide, and for that, there is a book by Justice T.K. Tukod. Tukod was a professor of English. Later he practiced law, became a High Court judge in Karnataka, and he is the second Vice Chancellor of Bangalore University. So he has written a book, Sallekana is not suicide. What is the difference between suicide and Sallekana? Sallekana is being taken in the public with the consent of his people, his family people. In public it is observed as a religious act. And that too, if I go, so I am disgusted with my parents or my wife or my colleagues, I want to take Sallekana, please give me the Sallekana. If you go and ask any Jaina guru, they don't give you. There is a sutra for that. Upasarge durbhikshe jarase rujayam cha. Upasarga and durbhiksha, regarding Upasarga, Madam Dr. Louis Gard, Soni Madam has given a beautiful story yesterday. But Jarasi Rujayam cha Nishpratikar, during your old age, and there is unavoidable old age and unavoidable disease. You can think of taking Sallekana. That is means when you are going to die in the very near future, why do you curse people around you and spoil your own self and hurt the people around you? With your calmness and with calm mind, you can invite death. That is why Shetter has written a book, Inviting Death and Pursuing Death. These are the two interesting books. And also another book, Sallekana is not suicide, by Justice Tukod. If you go through that, those books will give you more knowledge about this, more information. And I'm not telling that you should accept it, but try to know that what is the principle behind it. That's all.
Thank you. Our lunch is waiting, and we'll.
Oh, yes, lunch. No philosophy can stand before empty stomach. Thank you very much.